Yes, guys, this is Azul Maksud. I have come back with DevOps role with 50 application examples. Today I have come back with examples. 50 applications examples I'll show, and this will be in the real-time projects. My all the videos are from the real time, so nothing exaggerated. What is needed, just I am showing that because you need to have the job first. So you have to explain the 50 large applications, how are you handling, and this is extended part of my this video 50 DevOps strategies, how to manage 50 applications with other guys. So this is the extended one. This one is strategies, and here this is the examples. So I'm suggesting to watch my earlier video also. Here interviewer may ask you, of course asking you, how do you handle provision and manage 50 applications in your day-to-day DevOps role? So your answer be like that. I'm handling provisioning and managing 50 applications daily, requires strong automation, robust tooling and strategies practices. Below is how I manage this with real-time examples or real life examples integrated into each steps. So here you have to say I'm handling like that. Okay. Okay, then first of all coming automation and infrastructure as a code. IAC tools is like this: Terraform and or AWS CloudFormation or Ansible. Ansible for configuration actually, but this is also for automation. Real-time example, I worked on managing a fleet of EC2 instances. See here, fleet, that means lots of EC2 instances across multiple environments. Across multiple environments like dev, staging, production. So you can add also more environments. Using Terraform, I wrote reusable IAC because you have to reuse infrastructure as a code templates to define the entire cloud infrastructure. When a new application needed provisioning, I executed a single command to deploy a complete stack. Just single command, including VPC, security groups, EC2 instances, and RDS, the databases, instead of manually configuring each port. So if you configure manually, then that's the lots of thing. So just changing a something when application needed, like single, see here, single command. For configuration management, I used Ansible to ensure all the instances had the correct version of dependencies. Mostly use the Ansible for configuration, that means the version changes, anything is like that, which drastically reduced the provisioning time from hours to minutes. Please say like this: reduced, I have reduced the provisioning time from hours to minutes. Then CICD Pipeline, Jenkins, GitLab, Circle CI. You can use like these tools. Then real-time example, at one point we had 30 microservices spread across different teams. I set up Jenkins pipelines that automatically triggered builds, ran unit tests, and deployed the services to AWS, EKS, Kubernetes. That means here 30 microservices is said, or you can say here also 50 microservices. This is the same thing. And then I did the pipeline. I set up the pipeline. Pipeline is the mother of everything. So I set up the pipeline, then automatically triggered, builds, ran, test, and deployed the services to AWS EKS Kubernetes. So one of the projects used blue-green deployment. See, I just add also the which kinds of deployments, where I deployed the new version of the service to an isolated environment, ran test, and once successful, switched over traffic. This approach allowed us to release without downtime. See here, no downtime, and an automated rollback could be triggered in case of issues. So if any issue or any problems coming, just automated rollback. See here, this is the complete CICD real-time example with blue-green deployment. When you are using the blue-green deployment, then there is no downtime. And I deployed this new version of the service in isolated environment. That means when isolated, that means green environment. When everything is good, then it becomes blue. Because after having this isolated environment, I ran the test. Once successful, then switched over. See here, switched over the traffic. When traffic is switched over, that means there is no downtime. That means zero downtime. And if any issues, then just automatically roll back to the earlier stage. Yeah, it's good. Then containerization and orchestration. Docker, Kubernetes, EKS or AKS. For Azure is AKS, for AWS is EKS. Then real-time example, I handled a project that needed consistent environments across development, staging, and production. So by using Docker, we standardized the environment, eliminating the "it works on my machine" problem. With Kubernetes, AWS EKS, I manage the deployment of over 40 microservices using Helm charts to define and deploy applications. So here, see, I have written very specifically that by using the Docker, we standardized the environment that eliminates the "it works on my machine" problem. Because Docker making everything applications very small, very light, 10 GB to 10 byte like that. Then with Kubernetes EKS, I managed the deployments of over 40 or 50, you can write here also, using Helm chart. So when coming the Kubernetes, the Helm chart is coming most of the times to define and deploy application. When traffic spiked, Kubernetes auto scale the service. See here, Kubernetes auto scale the service when traffic is spiked, auto scaled, ensuring there was no service degradation. You have to ensure there was no service degradation. Okay, then monitoring and logging, containerization and orchestration. This is the paragraph, is more than enough to explain. Then monitoring and logging, Prometheus, Grafana, CloudWatch, ELK, you can use like that. Real-time example, we had an issue with one of the production services where the CPU uses spiked frequently, causing slow response time. Using Prometheus integrated with Grafana, I created dashboards to monitor the application's CPU and memory uses in real time. Why I created? Because when the spike done, then the slow response I found. So then I created the dashboard. I also set up alerts via Slack to notify the team when thresholds were breached. So when alert is coming, Then this word threshold also coming, because threshold was when breached or threshold just overcome, then alert is coming to the Slack or email. The logs are centralized in an ELK stack. So the log were centralized, allowing us to quickly trace the issue to a memory leak in the application, which we fixed in the next deployment. So the logs ELK centralized this stack, and any kinds of leak is found, then we are just fixing in the next deployment, because deployment has the time, right? Deployment has a specific team time also. Sometimes, most of the times actually night time deployment, because when the users affected is less. Then collaboration and issue tracking. I am doing the collaboration issue tracking like Jira, Trello, Slack, Microsoft Teams. You have to say like that, which tools. Most of the guys are using the Jira and Teams and Slacks. Trello not too much. Then real-time example, managing 50 applications requires close collaboration between DevOps, developers, and QA. So collaboration, this is very much important. Collaboration tools, these guys, for DevOps, developers, and QA. I used Jira to organize sprints and manage tasks for each application, ensuring no backlog went unnoticed. So backlog also I'm mentioning, no unnoticed. For critical incidents, Slack was integrated with monitoring tools like CloudWatch and PagerDuty. For the critical incidents, which one Slack, with which one CloudWatch or PagerDuty. So the team received immediate notifications about downtime or performance issues. During a major incident involving a database outage, we coordinated in real time via Slack and Jira incident tickets. So after having any kinds of outage, see here, database outage or any kinds of problems, issues, we are doing or we are coordinating in the real time via Slack and Jira incident tickets, and resolving it within an hour. See here, within an hour. It's very much important, the time. So why this is collaboration? Collaboration is for hunting the problems, hunting the outage, hunting the issues, then solving within an hour. Then version control and application management. Version control has Git, GitHub, GitLab. So in the real-time example, in one instance, we had multiple teams working on different features simultaneously. To handle this efficiently, we used GitLab. You can say also Git or GitHub like this for version control, and followed Git flow for branching strategies, dev, staging, and production branches. So when the version control is coming, then also the branching is coming. Please remember this. Then code reviews were enforced via merge requests, and I ensured all the services adhere to this practice to maintain code quality and consistency. So code quality and consistency across the environments. This approach also helped to easily roll back changes during a faulty release. If the faulty release, then which one coming? The rollback coming. So rollback is also very much important, because if not rollback coming, then it will be lots of problems. So code reviews were enforced. Code reviews, very much important, and I ensured all the services adhered to this practice to maintain code quality. So code reviews, why? For code quality, and code reviews is done with the merge request in the GitLab. Okay, then security and compliance. HashiCorp Vault, very much important. AWS secrets manager also. This is the paid version. Vault also paid, but not too much. Then IAM policies. So here, security and compliance, these three guys: Vault, secret managers, and IAM policies. Policy actually the compliance, and security Vault and secret manager. Real-time example, one of the critical applications I managed required secure storage of API keys. See here which keys? API keys, and database credentials. You can see that MySQL or either way. MySQL database credentials like this. I used HashiCorp Vault to securely inject these secrets into Kubernetes pods at runtime. So HashiCorp Vault for securely inject the secrets in the Kubernetes pods at runtime. This ensured that no sensitive information was hard-coded in configuration files or environment variables. So this is for in confirmation that no sensitive information was hard-coded in the configuration files or environment variables. We also used AWS IAM roles for restricting access. Roles for restricting access to certain S3 buckets, ensuring that only specific microservices had read-write access. See here, specific had read-write access. So this is very much important to those resources, enforcing the principle of least privilege. Why this is happened? For least privilege. So I am making the red color. This is for the least privilege. Actually is coming the IAM policy. You can start from last line. Okay, so for the least privilege I implemented IAM policies, and for the secrecies and for the securities I have used Vault and secret managers. Okay, then scaling and load management. AWS auto scaling, load balancer, ELB, or Nginx. Then here, during a Black Friday, please use this one because Black Friday is the topmost spike event in the USA specifically, also other countries, but for the USA Black Friday is very much important and too much spikes. One of our e-commerce applications experienced a massive surge in traffic. I had set up AWS auto scaling policies beforehand. So auto scaling is coming, very much important role in the Black Friday, which dynamically added EC2 instances as the CPU utilization increased. So why EC2 instances added? This is also interview question. Because of CPU utilization increased. So ensuring zero downtime. This is very much important. Why? How to do zero downtime? Zero downtime tool also auto scaling. Zero downtime tool also blue-green deployment. So zero downtime, guys, you have to know zero downtime, how to manage. I have a plan to make one more video for zero downtime. And then at the same time, an application load balancer ALB distributed incoming traffic across these instances, distributed which are incoming traffic for application load balancer, and maintaining high performance and availability under heavy loads. Okay, so you will be hired to manage such kinds of things. So you have to say earlier what kinds of practices you have done specifically for the Black Friday, the spike days like that. Then documentation and knowledge sharing tools, Confluence or Notion. Confluence is vastly used, so I have given here the Confluence. real-time example with many applications, I'm ensuring proper documentation is critical for the team. So here you can write like this: I'm ensuring proper documentation which is critical for the team. In my previous role, I created detailed documentation for each microservices. Each microservice. This is very much important because documentation not for any specific one, but each microservice I created the detailed documentation outlining deployment steps, architectural diagram. Why documentation needed? Firstly, architectural diagram, then the deployment steps and troubleshooting guides using the Confluence. So guys, I have a suggestion. Please try the Confluence how to make the documentation. For each deployment pipeline, I also documented the process in Notion. You can use also Notion. So new team members could easily onboard and understand how each application was structured and deployed. You know, the new team member, I'm making this one underline. So when new team members coming or when you will be onboarded for the job, you have to see the documentations first, because how the team earlier worked, you have to see like that. Okay, then conclusion: by implementing automation, leveraging container orchestration, setting up CICD pipelines, and ensuring robust monitoring and security practices, I can efficiently manage 50 applications. The combination of each tools and strategies enables fast provisioning, consistent management, and minimal manual intervention, ensuring that each application runs smoothly and scales as needed. This is the why I'm doing, because I have to ensure I'm ensuring that each application runs smoothly and scales as an needed. Yes guys, so I think these 9 points is very much helpful, and if you can explain this, how do you handle provision and manage the 50 application in your day-to-day DevOps role? Or question may be coming that explain your day-to-day DevOps role. So I have a suggestion that please start from here and please memorize the bullet points, just bullet points. I have marked the bullet points, okay? So just bullet points memorize and say in your own language. So yeah, I strongly believe you will get job very quickly. And yes, please let me know if you have any questions or anything else, and you get the job. If then also please inform me. Okay, I'll be very much happy. Thank you very much. Good night.